I'm sure you've seen headlines about housing costs, food prices, shitty video games, and how overall people are a little less happy now. And while much of that is true, and anyone with common sense knows that governments and big corporations have a big part to play, but there's no denying the fact that society has taught us a lot of really bad spending habits around the clothes that we wear, the devices that we buy, and people will even judge you based off of the stores that you shop at. But as much as it's trendy to blame the system, AI hasn't taken over the world yet, and you're in control of your own life, and you can start making improvements literally right now. And it can start with not ordering in food anymore. You can call me out of touch, but I think that paying other people to cook food for you is a luxury expense. And I'm not saying that you should skip special occasions or date night, but I'll tell you a story of a girl I used to work with. She worked from home in a small townhouse. She had a vehicle payment on a 4Runner and a couple dogs. And she was ordering in food, a handful of times a week because she honestly thought that because she was single, it was more or less a waste of time to cook for one person. It wasn't until the end of the year that she got her cashback check from her credit card breakdown that she learned that she could have almost completely paid off her 4Runner with all the money that she spent ordering food from Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats. Because what started as a weekly treat quickly became a really bad habit that unfortunately put her financially behind a few years. Another trap that's incredibly easy to believe is thinking that investing is only for rich people. Now, I have a hunch that people see content online about record gains in the stock market and see companies like Nvidia and Palantir, Google and Apple. They're just mooning, right? And not to mention the huge runs that you see on gold and silver. And I can 100% relate to feeling a little bit of FOMO and depressed, like you're missing out on something. But if there's one takeaway from this video, it's to remember that you can literally buy $20 of Nvidia shares. Any good brokerage can do this. It's called fractional trading. And also, most trading apps will allow you to set reoccurring trades. So you could be buying $20 of Nvidia every week, or you could, diversify, do $5 across, a broad exposure. These are just examples. But if you were to take all the money that you would normally spend eating out, I guarantee you'd eventually be able to make enough money from your investments to just pay for all of your meals. Like, for example, instead of buying a new iPhone, you could go and buy some gold or silver coins and then wait a few years and then go and sell those coins. You could have bought 2 new iPhones and then go buy some Apple stock. That's just one of the many strategies that everyday people can use money to make more money. And it's the classic example of how the rich keep getting richer. The third bad money habit is lifestyle creep. And I have a hot take here. I have a funny feeling that AI superintelligence isn't going to be making life cheaper for you and I anytime soon. So I can honestly sympathize with how expensive everything has gotten. Like, I live in a 70-year-old house. I drive a rusted old pickup truck. Like, my computer is pushing 6 years old, but I'm incredibly thankful for what I have. Government inflation is one big problem, but inflating your own lifestyle is literally something you should avoid at all costs. When I worked in a greasy mechanic shop, all my managers and journeymen, when they would get raises or bonuses, they would just go and buy a new sports car, pick up an F-150, or go buy a fifth wheel, just so they can go and complain in 6 months about having more money problems. I promised myself in my early 20s that I would not be this stupid, and you should make that promise to yourself too, because it has changed my life. So whenever you come into money, whether that's a tax return or birthday money from grandma, as difficult as it may be, don't buy yourself something as a reward just because you feel like you need to. It took a few years of convincing before I believed this, but I think that you can achieve almost anything reasonable in life in 2 to 5 years of working smart and hard. And one of my goals is to help more people honestly create a life that's worth living. So I'm going to start adding my personal spreadsheets and different tools and calculators to Patreon. That way more people can have access. That way you can manage your subscriptions and just overall get a better sense of where your money goes. That way you can save for a house, maybe it's a new vehicle, or even just start putting money away so you can retire in your 50s. So remember to lighten up a little bit, watch out for deer on the highway, and smash the subscribe button to catch me in the next video.